All right, guys. Hey, hey, hey. I wanted to come on and I wanted to talk a little bit about something that was really fun yesterday that happened. It was like one of these other click moments, something that you might have known for a while, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, that's right. Um, so come on in, come on in. Comment below, comment below. Say hello, 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 hello. If you're coming on in, tell me your name. I see a bunch of you kind of popping on here. Um, just let me know your name. Let me know how you're doing. If it's a good day, say yes. I have been steady working on the Business Activator Intensive. So I'm going to jump right in. So what the interesting thing that I came across yesterday. I see a few of you on. Hey, hello, hello, hey, hi. um, so the interesting thing I came across is I met with this really beautiful person, and they were talking about, well, I follow. I don't really do my own thing. I don't really do my own system or something like that. And I asked, I said, so, how do you teach people to do what you do? And the person just responded and said, I do A, B, and C. And they were teaching through like inner healing and communication and restoration of relationships. And this is what this person did. And I said, what's so interesting is that you're trying to operate in the world systems, right? This person was a part of this program. Operate in this world system, and it's not working for you because you have your own system. And that was the way that God was working through this person. And that system was the system of restoration, right? So we take a look at the biblical principles about restoration and healing and communicating and so on and so forth. And this is how this person was operating and didn't even realize it. And then it was just this one epiphany that was, one reason why I'm doing the business intensive, activator intensive starting Monday. Is because so many are operating in one system and trying to put that system in function in another. So you're trying to take a biblical system and putting it into world system, or you are trying to operate in the world system and you don't know how to activate or understand that you are in a kingdom system. So it's pretty cool how that all came about. I'll let you know below exactly. I have 12 spots for 11 a.m. and the 12 spots for the 8 p.m. session. So they're two different sessions. I deal with a lot of people in different time zones. So I had to do two different sessions and they're starting to fill up. So I have a few spots left, but I wanted, I know that one thing is from the audience that I've been learning is a lot of you guys are so discouraged. You guys are discouraged because you've taken programs, you've taken courses, you've done this before, and you're wondering, why should I even be inside the intensive? And you're wondering exactly what you're going to get from it. And so I wanted to actually jump on and be able to just to expound on that and why it's so different. So the way that I work is I'm an activator, right? So I help you activate what's already within you, as well as refine, perfect those different systems and how you operate. And what God has shown me is the fivefold, which is the apostles, prophets, evangelists, teachers, and pastors inside the marketplace that are starting to rise up even more. And there's ways that they operate, right? Their personality and how they function is very different. So if you deal with somebody who's evangelistic, they're very extroverted. They need to be around people. They have a different grace, right, to deal with individuals. They don't really want to stay too much in the counseling. They want to be able to move on, so more consulting, but they love to be in groups and so on and so forth. So if you put that kind of person inside of a model that's a one-on-one, they might wear out very, very easily. right? As opposed to a continuous flow of groups or a membership. They are connectors, right? So they would love to have a business model where they're maybe an affiliate, where they're able to meet so many different wonderful people and connect them to whom they're going to be able to grow with. So do you see how we function differently? And it depending, so you could be purchasing a program or course and get so worn out because you're learning from a different kind of person and implementing what they've done, but it might not be the best for you. Why? Because you function and operate, God wired you in a totally different way. So you're going to burn out. It might feel good in the beginning, but you'll burn out. This is why I wanted to do the intensive, because the way that I operate is I find out what works for you so you don't get burnout. So day one, we're going to talk about understanding your true position in the marketplace. This will help you understand how you function in the best business model for you, your personality, and how God wired you. Day two, we're going to talk about activating your authority. And yes, you're going to work one-on-one with me. Activate your authority and step into your true area of influence. And this helps you understand your tribe, who you're called to serve. This allows you to even see how they function, their psychographics, how to get to them, how to speak to them. Okay. This also shows you whom you are graced for. Okay. So let's see. Then day three, we're going to do activating your safe place, understanding how to set the boundaries and whom you're going to connect with. So we talk about the outer, the inner, and the holy of holies, right? And God had showed me this is how we look at our relationships, right? You have some people on the outside, you have some that are going to be closer to you, might be students, and then there's going to be some that are going to be in this personal space that's going to work one-on-one with you, and you're going to be able to identify how to create that safe place to birth what God has given you. Then you're going to, on day four, you're going to do understanding the stages of clarity to reveal your blind spots and equip you for all the stages of business and life. So when you understand the stages of clarity, you can actually start to understand what you're missing and what's the next step and how to actually find out what you're missing. So you're not relying on buying all these other programs, ebooks, reading, and doing all these other things. You can actually save time, because what you're doing is you know exactly where to go. All right. And then from there, you're being able also to tune in and listen to God and how he's going to flow in your life. And day five, we're going to look at understanding the stages of transition to bulletproof your business. So there's an understanding that in business and in life, you're going to have to transition. And when you're transitioning, it's really important to understand when you're at a level of mastery, when you're at a level of launching, when you're at a level of birthing, when you're at a level of learning how to master. So this is sometimes we don't see the warning signs because we're in it, right? We're immersed in it. And so I believe that it's really important. It's going to be great. I know that you guys have learned a lot of things in the past and so on and so forth. And I know that sorry, I'm looking at the comments too. I know that you've learned a lot as well. And in saying that, it's really important to be able to apply those things and identify where they belong, as well as identify what next you need to learn and what next you need to master. So I'm all about activation. Inside of this intensive, 5-day intensive with me, you will have the ability to work with me in 90-minute sessions each day. You're going to have accountability sessions at the end and close out of every day. You're going to have your a short, small video to show you those different areas. And I'd also like to speak to you briefly on what you're going to face in your area of influence. Sometimes we get discouraged and we think that it's us, and it might just be an attack or some things that you're going to flow in that area. And when you're also going through stages of transition, God's going to bring you into these different these different places, right? You have your wilderness experience and other experiences as well. And so it's really important so that way we can stay encouraged, because it can get very daunting sometimes when you're an entrepreneur and you're trailblazing. I know that I've been doing this for almost 15 years now. I've had brick and mortar, I've had online, I've had offline, I've had networking groups and so on and so forth. And I've taught in corporate settings, and um, in a church setting and conference settings and group settings. It's been a little bit of a transition. And what that has been a blessing is because it's allowed me to do what I'm doing now for you. Okay. But throughout the time, your family could think you're crazy. They're like, why don't you just stop, go get a job, because, this isn't working, or this isn't working. Or you kind of get on this roller coaster where you're just like, yep, I'm here. And then all of a sudden, you make a 5K month, or, and then, I'm sorry, 5-figure month. And then, you go back down. So, but as I've learned the different stages of transition and what I'm called to, and so on and so forth, and really base it on the biblical systems, it's very interesting, the freedom and the revelation that you get, because you know where you're at, and then you start to understand how to break through quicker. So hopefully that has answered your questions. You can go ahead and enroll at tanyatanika.com /BAI. I cannot promise you I'm going to do this again. I might do it differently next time. I might have a different topic. I know this kind of intensive, it's just going to be different. I'm flowing with God. I know I needed to do this, but I'm not quite sure if this is going to be a continuation. So make sure that you reserve your spot. I know that many of you have been burned out, wounded, hurt, and you're just tired. You're tired. You want to succeed. You want to push forward. And so it might be hard to commit. It might be hard to commit. You're welcome. It might be hard to commit. And I understand that completely, which is why I made it such a low offer, because I understand the arena that I'm headed into, where God has called me to. There is a lot of wounding and trauma and frustration and that type of thing. So again, I can't even guarantee you, if I did do this again, that I would do it at the same price. So go ahead and check it out, and enroll as quickly as possible. There is some pre-homework that you're going to do for preparation. And I'd love to get your names and your businesses out to the intercessors, praying over your businesses. So that way you're in there. All right. If you have any questions, comment below. You can always inbox me. I know I'm on a few different platforms right now. So God bless you guys, and have an amazing day. Hopefully this has cleared some things up and helped you out a bit to understand what the intensive is going to be all about. All right, guys. Bye.